I'm going to talk a little bit about marketing in this one. I like to keep kind of some semi-regular vlogs. Helps me sort of stay in touch with people and other various things. You know, I wrote a friend of mine like a couple years ago. We both had very, I assure you, minor record deals with major record labels at one time or another, and I was actually producing him, and I told him if I had, I'm having a cup of redneck high tea, as I call it, Mountain Dew and hot tea. I haven't felt well lately, but I told him that if I had to do my career over again, it would be about 50% developing the music and 50% marketing. And you know, there's so much stuff out there that we would have never heard of Led Zeppelin or U2 without marketing. I mean, it just, that's what a major label is for, is to pay for that marketing. It's super expensive. And the first thing I'd say is, if you're a musician, first of all, have something to market. And that's kind of one of the factors too. Developing something that you have something to market, but make sure you have something that's great to market. Get your chops first. It's nothing worse. I've worked for a bunch of major labels. There's nothing worse than get all, like YouTube, you get all this complete garbage that's nowhere near professional. It just, it really kind of tells you, I mean, everybody's daydreaming about this and that, you know, dreaming about the viral video. Your chances of being struck by lightning twice in the same year, you have a better chance of being struck by lightning twice in the same year than you do of having a viral video. Anyway, but develop, you know, get something to market first and be sure of that, and not just kind of sure. You know, valid feedback from professionals is probably the only way you're going to get that, and or a lot of people, but get as much feedback as you can, and always be striving to, you can always be better. You know, I want better mixes, better sound, better everything, and it's getting really good, you know. But half the music business is marketing. I mean, we would have literally never heard of Led Zeppelin had they not had, I think it was Atlantic that marketed them, or U2 Island Records, I believe, took them. And then to another level, the producers that they worked with and were smart enough to listen to, then took bands like U2 to a completely other level. And, you know, it's a tricky thing. I have, YouTube is a marketing tool, and it's a great marketing tool. It's overrun with people who have the dream, and really unrealistically. I mean, out of every 1,000 videos I receive, 999 of them come from someone who just has a very, very unrealistic. It just shows me they're not professionals. They're totally, you know, they're just throwing spaghetti up against the wall, seeing if it'll stick, you know. And there's really no need to do that in this day and age. Everybody should have, for a few $100s, you can buy a system that makes phenomenal recordings, a laptop with some kind of interface, you know. You know, and the other thing on YouTube is the numbers are sort of great. I had one friend in Los Angeles, the numbers, you know, how many hits the page has and how many likes or whatever, the stats, but they're a great advertising tool. But I think people see through bullshit really quick. I had one friend in Los Angeles who uploaded Bon Jovi's great. I refer to that because I'm not wild about Bon Jovi's like your average rock band who had great marketing, and they have some great songs, don't we? But for the most part, it's just an average rock band. But it's a good example. He uploaded Bon Jovi's greatest hits and got, you know, a few million hits, and then they made him delete them or take them down. And then he decided, he'd never done music before, and he decided that he was going to put his original and cover tunes on this site that reflected it had. Now it no longer had the original videos, but still had the several million hits. And what happened was, people see through the bullshit. They're like, dude, this is horrible, and all of the comments sort of reflected how much they just, people saw through that ploy, that kind of ploy. I get emails all the time that they don't say anything except they send me like a cell phone video, 10 seconds. I don't know what they're trying to do with those. I enjoy them, actually, some crazy cell phone videos, but they're never going to go viral. A cell phone video of your tennis shoes for 3 seconds. It's, some of them are neat, but it's like, I get things all the time with something pretty much like that, or 3 seconds of like gravel. And then the little letter with it, this form letter, says like and comment, and it's like, I think people are somehow, they think that and there is a tremendous amount of psychology. That's why you have a record company. It's supposed to say that this is professional, it's to be taken seriously, give it legitimacy. But, people aren't going to be fooled very easily by gimmicks, and they're going to get pissed too and give you a thumbs down or something if it's all gimmick and no punch. I get those all the time, though. I think people are so naive. Some people think that if a video gets enough thumbs up, that somehow they're going to be famous or something. And it just doesn't work that way. I mean, but YouTube is a great marketing tool. Like I said, I would almost absolutely insist that anybody who wants to do music, as I said, develop your chops. But bear in mind, marketing is a good 50% of it. If I had to go back over my career, and I've been a producer happily in the background, and a mastering engineer and an engineer and a video and film director and producer, and pretty successfully, in all those areas, but not for myself, for other people's products and editor and so on. If I were gonna, the marketing aspect can be so ugly that early on I just decided that it was just so ugly that I didn't want to. No, that can't be right. I didn't want any part of it. So this is supposed to be counting, like giving me 10 minutes, because sometimes I don't really meter myself on vlogs. If you want to watch them, fine. If you got time, if not, don't. It's more of sort of a great social experiment for me. But as a professional editor, I mean, it gives you sort of a introduction to who the person is and stuff. I could just come on and say, market your music, okay, bye. But anyway, you should have a command of marketing, and take it seriously if you plan on being a musician and a professional musician. And that's probably the most overlooked part of it. And then the other thing is, learn to make your own product. Somebody said recently that it's rare that I see something on YouTube that I couldn't develop into something professional, but it would be rare to find somebody who could afford somebody like me or me to do it. It's really a labor of love, and the more raw it is, the more of a labor of love it is, and the more kind of a lie it is. And I see a lot of stuff that when you work for major labels, they sometimes complete garbage does get picked and to be marketed and promoted. Not usually, but sometimes. But I think people see through that. So, you want to have a legitimate product. And whatever you have to do, learn to record your own stuff. Because, starting out in the music business, even somebody rich couldn't afford me. You're talking $250 an hour, and probably depending on their skill, 6 months or a year of 16-hour days to have an album that's really incredible. So, learn to produce and engineer your own music. And it's the technology's so available. With that, having a solid product and then getting that out there, and then and so there's the production. But don't forget that it's almost I wanted to say fable, but a prophecy or a parable, or there's a better word, but it's almost a given that you can put something amazing on YouTube and people will ignore it absolutely, because it's not their job to market it. It's not their job to realize that this is incredible. I see stuff all the time. It's absolutely incredible. So just making an incredible product isn't enough, and YouTube is proof of that. I think the good stuff does rise to the top eventually, but that could take years, according to my calculations, and just how information disseminates on computers and places like YouTube. And with thousands joining every day, uploading a cell phone video, your competition is stiff. I do think they should separate it out into professionally produced videos, at least make it easier to search between that which is professional and that which is just playing for fun. And I love the fun ones, but I get, as a former A&R rep and producer, development producer for many different major labels at the highest levels. I mean, I've done it in Hollywood. I get videos. I got one the other day from like a girl singing a Christian song. I thought, oh, how sweet, and she's really pretty. And I don't give thumbs down her. I don't really bother, sometimes, but I think I thumbs down that one. But I looked at it. It's a girl sitting in her kitchen. She was another case of a stunningly beautiful girl with a really bad recording, doing a pretty good job, a passable job. Some would say amazing, others would say mediocre. I say, not amazing. Sort of mediocre could be developed. But anyway, the recording was horrible, and if you're going to do something like that, you need like at least four strong recordings with strong videos. Anyway, I received this kind of spam marketing thing from her, and it was when I looked at how many hits it had like 4 million hits, and they're still pushing it. And why? They don't have a product. That's never going to get you anywhere. You're not going to get discovered that way. You're just really annoying other YouTubers. I think I did thumbs down that. I mean, really, it was like, you greedy. She is a little perfectly cute, beautiful Christian. Gorgeous, and that's one of the selling points of the video. A stunner, sitting in her kitchen, strumming the guitar, playing a gospel song. But, it popped in my mind, you little fucking bitch. You've got 4 million hits on this, and it's, to what end? You're not covering it, you're not selling it, you're not, you don't have a complete package, you're just dreaming and wasting people's time. And, but that's kind of the thing on YouTube. But I mean, my feeling is, look, you've got your million hits, and mainly because you're beautiful. So maybe make a nice recording and take some great photographs and play up that. But that video has taken you as far as professionally as it's going to. Any professional is going to see that and say, well. Anyway, my point is, be real, be realistic. And sometimes in the early days, by pushing complete garbage like that, I had plenty of people in the music industry that whenever I'd get a package from them, almost daily sometimes, I would, just out of hand, just go, oh God, not, Jimmy again, and just have it filtered out at the office, or just, if it ended up in my office, rarely, I'd just throw it away. But anyway, marketing, because I don't care how good something is you do, if you put it on YouTube, you could do, I've said before, Christ could come down and give explicit directions on how to be incredibly blissfully happy every day of your life and how to go to heaven. And the people that did watch it would thumbs down it or make a snide comment. They'd tell him to fuck off or something. Because you can do incredible work, but that's only half of it. So there you go, marketing. Peace out, motherfuckers. I just